Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be a twin flame soulmate reading. Now I already posted the 2020 forecast readings for each sign. So this basically is going to be kind of like that, like the forecast reading for twin flames and soulmates for the year of 2020. So let's just dive right into it. I'm just going to do this intuitively, and hopefully the messages that come through will give you some sort of clarity or guidance for the upcoming year. Oh, I also have to give this disclaimer, and I always give these disclaimers with these readings. If you feel like you have a codependent attachment to someone, if you feel like you are stuck on them and these readings are keeping you stuck, please try your best to stop watching these readings. If you feel like it's something that you can't, like you just can't help but to watch, or like you can't resist the urge to watch, and it is blocking your path, or it is causing you distress, fear, and worry, it's keeping you stuck on someone who may not be good for you. Even if they're good for you in the future, right now they're not good for you and you're needing to focus on self. Just try your best to remove yourself from these readings. And I also have to give the disclaimer that when it comes to tarot and when it comes to any type of psychic reading, the future is not written in stone. The past is written in stone. The past has already happened, but the future is fluid. The future has many different outcomes. So if you ever hear a negative outcome from a psychic or a tarot reader that you don't like or that causes you fear, then you can always just change your energy. You can just change your decisions, and then that outcome will not come true. And I have to give that disclaimer because I don't want people giving away their power to psychics and tarot readers, thinking that if they hear an outcome and it's negative, it's written in stone, and then that fills you up with a bunch of anxiety and fear, and it can become like a self-fulfilling prophecy, or it can start a chain of self-sabotage. So nothing is written in stone. If you hear a negative outcome, change your energy, change your decisions, and you can avoid it. All right, so let's jump into this. So the first two cards out are the Beyond Illusion card and the False Person card. So with the Beyond Illusion card, I'm seeing that a lot of you have kind of taken off those rose-colored glasses. I think that this happened already in 2019. Like you kind of started to see through the through certain illusions, through the mask that either your twin flame or your soulmate was wearing, or people around you as well. Because when it comes to the twin flame soulmate type of journey, it's not just you and this person and you're in this bubble, just the two of you learning about each other. It's like when you're in these connections, you learn so much about yourself that it spills over into other areas of your life as well. So you start to have epiphanies about certain friends, certain family members. So it's like, it's not just about seeing through this other person or seeing yourself clearly. It's about kind of changing your perception of the world around you based off of this connection with this person, based off of the things that you've learned about yourself and the spiritual awakening and the knowledge that you've obtained through this connection. So when I say that you're seeing beyond the mask and beyond the illusion, it's not just applying to that person or to yourself, it's also applying to those around you. I just feel like a lot of you, this connection has taught you to be more authentic, because you can't help but to see yourself clearly in these connections. You can't help but to see the triggers, the wounding, the trauma, the things that you need to change, things that you need to heal. And I feel like that already has been put into motion, like that already started in 2019. So 2020, it's like your vision is very clear about your path moving forward. You're very clear about what it is you have to heal. You're very clear about what it is that you have to change in order for you to live a prosperous life, is what I'm seeing. I feel like this year, a lot of you are really going to be grounded this year. Like if last year was a year where you spent a lot of time, you know, watching readings or doing research, like you spent a lot of time in your head, I feel like this year is a year for you to be more grounded and to spend more time manifesting things into the physical realm. So you know, working on things in a more tangible sense, like actually going to therapy instead of just looking up therapy sessions, actually starting that business or working on your finances rather than just writing out that business plan. You see what I'm saying? It's like taking grounded action so that you can have stability this upcoming year. And I feel like that was one of the points of your connection, is to show you all the things in your life that have been blocking you from abundance, whether it be external things, people who were in your life that were blocking you from abundance, or internal things like self-defeating habits and things of that sort that were blocking you from abundance. So all those blocks have been shown to you very clearly through this connection, and now this year you're able to take a grounded approach to manifesting the life that you want for yourself and taking the action towards clearing out those blockages. I'm going to pull one more card. Okay, so all right, we're going to talk about this. Some of you could be feeling like your twin flame or your soulmate brought a lot of bad luck into your life. And it appears that way only because they were meant to help you break through those illusions. Like I said, those things that were self-defeating, that were really blocking you from abundance, they had to be brought to the surface so you can see them very clearly. So it might seem like your twin flame or your soulmate like has costed you everything, or like they just caused a chain of bad luck in your life. But if you really truly think about it, the things that they dug up were already there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they were already deeply buried and they needed to come to the surface. So it can seem like bad luck. It can seem like, why did I meet this person? I wish I never met this person. But then when you think about who you were before you met this person, you'll see that you weren't living an authentic life because you had certain things buried within you that you couldn't see clearly. See what I'm saying? So, and I'm not talking about abusive relationships or partners. That's not what I'm talking about here. There's no excuse for anybody to be abusing you whatsoever. So I'm not referring to that here. But yeah, for those of you who are twin flame or in twin flame soulmate connections, you know what I'm referring to. But no, I'm not talking about abuse here. Just have to make that clear. I'm gonna pull one more. For some of you, now you're really needing to focus on the tangible, like you're really needing to focus on the physical, because of the fact that your twin flame did shake up a lot in you. Your twin flame or your soulmate did shake up a lot of things in you, and it could have caused you to lose certain sources of income. Like let's say you were living off of your family, right? Like you were staying with your family. That was the place that you were living comfortably. You meet your twin flame soulmate, you go through this intense awakening process, and then you start to see how toxic your family is, or you start to see these patterns within your family, or you start to see that you're too codependent on your family. So now you are moving away from them. That's one example of how like your twin flame could have appeared to have caused you to lose that stability within your home life financially, but really it wasn't stability in the first place, because you could have been living in an environment that wasn't good for you. You just couldn't see it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean when I say like it appears that they made you lose everything, but in reality, if you look back to before you met them, your life was an illusion, or like your life was built on shaky grounds anyway that needed to be uprooted and changed. So for some of you, the stability, that's why you're needing to focus on your money, your finances, and rebuilding is what I'm seeing. I'm gonna pull one more. Marriage card, oh boy. Bad health, okay. I do see in the upcoming year in 2020, I do see a lot of you coming into union, but not just with your twin flame, but union within yourself as well, which, I mean, for a lot of you who know about the twin flame soulmate journey, when you talk about union coming together, it happens within first. So you feel whole within first, and you heal certain aspects of yourself first, and then it manifests into the external world. It manifests as a physical union between you and your soulmate / twin flame. Now, of course, I do have to remind everyone that you never are supposed to attach yourself to an outcome, right? So when I say that union could be coming, how do I put this? Don't attach yourself to that outcome to the point where you are desperately seeking it. Just believe and trust that union is coming, and believe and trust that it's going to show up the way that is for your highest good. Put it that way. I know I've spoken about in the past how I had one twin flame, and then that twin flame connection completely went up in flames, and then I manifested another twin flame, and I went through almost the same process with my second twin flame. So, and a lot of people were skeptical about this. They were like, how can that be? That can't be possible, because a lot of people were attached to the outcome. They're attached to a certain idea about what the twin flame journey is. And if I was attached to that idea, I would have missed the entire journey that I'm on, or I would have missed all the lessons that I obtained from having two twin flames. This is what I mean when I say really don't attach yourself to any certain outcome or attach yourself to any specific idea about this journey, because you'll come to find that you you'll come to find that you can't predict anything, and that anything is possible when it comes to these types of journeys. Anything that your higher self or the divine wants you to experience through the spiritual path in order to get you to a place of happiness and abundance and wholeness within, you're going to experience it, even if it goes off script, quote unquote, or goes off of what you thought things were supposed to look like. But with the bad health card being here in reverse, I see healing for both you and your counterpart in 2020, but I do see at first that there is some resistance, which is to be expected, but that resistance is far less prevalent than it was last year. In 2019, the resistance was a bit extreme, right? Because it was like internal resistance and external resistance, people interfering and things of that sort. I feel like this year there may be a little of that, but it's far less intense. So the interferences and the resistance is really going to be all in the mind. It's going to mostly be like a mind thing where you have to just pull yourself out of this stagnant mindset. You have to pull yourself out of resisting change. It's no longer like outside influences causing you to be blocked. It's now your own mindset that's blocking you this year. So, I mean, that's good news. It's good news that once you can master your mind and overcome your self-limiting beliefs and doubts and thoughts, then you can create whatever life that you want for yourself. And this should be very, very exciting news for those of you who have been experiencing a lot of karmic interference, a lot of intense spiritual interference and things of that sort. It looks like that's dying down in this upcoming year. So the next two cards out are the MasterCard and also the Coffin card. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm going to be extending this as well. So I'll leave the link to that in the description box. I probably didn't mention that in the beginning. But like I said, the next two cards out are the MasterCard and also the Coffin card. So with the MasterCard being here in reverse, I feel like, again, this is a repeat message about you sort of feeling like you can't create the life that you want for yourself. And I feel like this is strongly because a lot of you are attached to a certain outcome. You're attached to the thought that things are supposed to play out a certain way. You're needing to really trust in the universe. A part of being grounded and going after things in the tangible physical sense is that you're going to need to have a lot of trust in the universe as you take this action in your life, because the less trust and the less faith that you have, the less action you're going to take towards creating your life. That's when you start to be passive with your life. You start to live vicariously through other people. Like maybe you're looking at other people's social media and seeing the life that they created, but you're not going after it yourself. And that's a result of not having any faith, which could be a result of you being attached to a certain outcome and things not going as you saw fit. So maybe like you're thinking, oh, I thought I would be in union by now, and you're attached to that outcome. So now you're losing faith because you're like, damn, I should have been in union by now. What's going on here? So now you're losing faith. And then as you lose that faith, you're not taking any action. You see what I'm saying? So the more faith you have, excuse me, the more grounded you will be, and the more you'll be able to take action towards the life that you want for yourself. So you're needing to have faith that things are going to unfold with you and your counterpart exactly the way they're supposed to. 2020 is the year that you have to let go and let flow. But at the same time, you're not being passive with your life. You're being trusting and having faith in the universe, but you are still in the driver's seat of your life, and you're still taking control of your life, is what I'm seeing. For some of you who feel like you've hit rock bottom as a result of this connection or the things that this connection has shaken up, where there's life, there's hope, is what I'm hearing. So as long as you're still breathing, there is always a chance for redemption. There's always a chance to start over. There's always a chance to recreate yourself and create the life that you want for yourself. Don't feel like you lost. Don't feel like you wasted your time. Like, don't feel like you're a loser. Like, don't feel like you've been bamboozled, manipulated, because all of that is part of being a human being. It doesn't make you any less than. It doesn't mean that you're stupid or that like you're unworthy. You literally are experiencing something that all human beings experience. And like I said, all human beings hit rock bottom at some point. All human beings feel hopeless at some point. But like I said, where there's life, there is hope. So just keep on going. Yeah, because these connections, these journeys, they can be so difficult, extremely difficult. They're not for the weak, and you will hit rock bottom and you will feel that dark night of the soul energy, but just get up and keep on going. Examine where you may have went wrong and then do the opposite of the things that you did before that caused you to hit rock bottom. But you have to forgive yourself, and you have to give yourself compassion and pick yourself up in a way that makes you feel soothed, because some of you could also be beating yourself up because of the fact that you have hit rock bottom, or because you're experiencing this dark night of the soul, or because you've experienced repetitive cycles with your soulmate or your twin flame. You may be feeling just down and out about yourself. You're needing to try your best to give yourself compassion is what I am seeing. Some of you feel like you've been cheated. You feel like you've been robbed. And that could be for different reasons. Feel like you've been robbed of your time, possibly. Let me pull one more. But again, even through all of that, where there's life, there is hope. Yep, courthouse card. Yep, you can feel like you've been robbed of your time, or you just feel like overall life has just not been treating you fair, especially in relation to this connection, possibly. And so, but I do see you turn this around with the male card being here and rebuilding from scratch, and being very successful at it, might I add. Okay, so next two cards, we have the receptivity card. And sorry if I'm talking really fast. My crown is like open very wide, and the messages are just coming through really quickly. So the next two cards are the receptivity card and the family room card. So with the receptivity card being here, in 2020, a lot of you can expect a lot of blessings to come into your life. And I know that might sound really cliche. It might sound like false hope, but it's absolutely not. Because a lot of people who are on the journey have been through the ringer, like seriously. And this journey is not meant to just whoop your ass and leave you at rock bottom. It's meant to help you to ascend. And, you know, your higher self, the Most High, God, the divine, the universe, wants you to be happy and abundant. It may not seem that way. It may not seem that way because of how this connection or how this journey is going. But the Most High wants you to be happy, at peace, and abundant. And so certain things must be cleared away in order for that to happen. So I'm seeing in 2020, you're needing to clear away anything that has been blocking your happiness, even if it means this connection, even if it means the soulmate twin flame connection. If it's been blocking your growth and your happiness, you're needing to let it go and trust that it's going to return in the right way, in the right time. So like I said, the Most High really, really wants you to be happy and abundant this year. And you'd be surprised at how difficult sometimes it is to receive those blessings and receive that happiness when we have been taught that we don't deserve it. So the Most High, or God, you know, whatever you refer to that higher power as, really want you to feel comforted. I'm hearing that some of you have never felt like this earth has truly been your home. You've always felt kind of different from people, kind of lost. And I'm feeling like this connection, this soulmate twin flame connection, or this journey has made you feel kind of like you finally found a home in this person. And that's why it's so difficult. That's why this connection or this journey is so difficult, because a lot of you are just really wanting a home. And that's why sometimes it's very difficult to give it up. But sometimes you have to give up certain things in order for the real thing to come in. So the Most High, or God, wants you to have that feeling of home. But if you're holding on to a connection that makes you feel the opposite of home, that makes you feel rejected, or things of that sort that are bringing up those wounds, yes, this is for your higher good to help you clear those wounds out. But at the same time, because of free will, sometimes these connections need to be let go of. I hope that makes sense, in order for you to feel that energy of finding a home on this earth and coming home to yourself. So I see a lot of abundance. I see a lot of love and happiness coming into your life, even if it's not in the form of romantic love. I see a lot of it coming into your life. For some of you, you could be meeting new friends, like your soul tribe, that can make you feel at home. I just see in 2020 you finally finding a home after a lot of just bullshit in your life, a lot of blockages, a lot of people who are dishonorable, who are disloyal, who lie, who cheat, who steal, who betray, who can't create a abundant life for themselves, so they suck you dry and use you and block you and make you want to give up on love, make you want to give up on your dreams and your hopes. And you've been through this over and over, and through this connection, you're finally breaking free from these types of cycles. And so you're finally going to find love, and you're finally going to find home on this earth in a way that you feel like you have not had it before. So I really hope that this reading makes sense. Usually I do two sides. I do like you and your counterpart, but I just kind of went with what I was feeling intuitively. So I hope that this made sense. I'm going to extend this, and I will leave the link to that in the description box down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you over in the extended video. Bye.